love, sex, desire, drama, lovers, and the others. And we talk about it all here on Relationship Rhetoric. Welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. This is your host, Unapologetically Angela. And on our show today, we have the Passion Queen and the Frugal Genie herself, YasMeen. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It is indeed a pleasure for you to have me here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're just going to have a casual conversation so we can talk and share with the viewers about your passion, the things that you are doing in the city, because you are quite busy. And so I'm sure everyone's excited to see what you have going on, okay?
Yes.
If at any point you feel uncomfortable, please let me know. You don't have to answer anything that makes you uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Okay? So when did you begin on the path of the Passion Queen?
It started probably when I was a teenager. Okay. I've always been intrigued with studying people and relationships and different societies and understanding how humanity operates. Okay. So with that, I took it upon myself to begin reading about a variety of different cultures and sexes as well as relationships.
Okay. So during your research, did you have a culture that fascinated you the most?
Not really, because they all had different things that were very intriguing that was outside of my immediate surroundings. So with that, I was always interested in finding out more about the things I didn't know.
Okay. Okay, so share with your viewers, those that have not been to your theater, exactly what the Passion Queen Theater is and what information it presents.
Yes, the Passion Queen's Theater is a social and multicultural awareness theater in which I focus on social awareness as well as cultural awareness concerning people, activities, lifestyles within the United States as well as outside of the United States, okay, ranging from Africa, Asia, Europe, South America, all over the world.
Okay. I think the one that I attended, you were doing an Asian princess getting ready for her mate to come.
Yes, and in that particular play, I was focusing on a better understanding for a lot of Americans on how people in Asia have arranged marriages, mm-hmm, and how over here we do have the freedom to choose who we want to marry, whereas with the Asian culture, at times, depending on whom it may be, their mates are already selected for them at certain ages.
Absolutely. It was amazing. It was very interesting. It was very interesting. So what was the epiphany that led to the need for the Frugal Genie?
With the Frugal Genie, believe it or not, I was once a teacher, okay, in which I would very much enjoy sharing and giving information to kids about ways to save money as well as other cultures and so forth. But upon discovering I was pregnant with my one and only son, mm-hmm, I decided with my husband that I would become a stay-at-home wife, okay, because I wanted to invest more time and energy into raising a productive member of society, and I felt that I would make the best move by becoming a stay-at-home wife. Well, with that, of course, I had to transition from two-income household into a one-income household. So I was worried, I was stressed, I was frantic. I was asking my husband, what are we going to do? I don't want to exchange quality time and the raising of my son for making sure I can pay whatever bills we create. Absolutely. There has to be a medium. There has to be a way we can do this. And so I began reading and researching about bartering and exchanging and couponing and, mm-hmm, using what you already had. And ironically, it took me back to studying other cultures again. Okay. Understanding how people outside of the United States were able to function without so many of the luxuries that we have, mm-hmm, and at times become very spoiled too. Absolutely. So with that, I began, instead of going to restaurants or going to the store to make things or to get things, I would look up the recipe on how to create it myself. So with that, the miraculous discovery of me saving money was observed. I was like, oh my gosh, if I pay for something that's already made, I pay for the packaging, I pay for ingredients that I may not be familiar with, and I don't know what long-term effect they may have on me or my baby or my husband. So with that, how about I just start brand new, start fresh, I'll just do everything on my own. Okay. So with that, I began making my own laundry soap, my own deodorant, almost everything that I wanted to use, my own jewelry, my own fabric softener, my own cleaning products, everything was self-sufficiently made. Okay. And as stated, it saved so much money. And with me reaching out to other cultures to understand how they survived and implementing that into my frugal lifestyle really balanced me. And I said, well, with that, I would love to eventually one day share this with other people, be it the concepts that other cultures embrace when it comes to relationships, as well as how to be self-sufficient, because this path has just changed my whole outlook on life. It made me become aware of how much time, energy, and money I was wasting by being a consumer versus a producer and designing and creating my own. So with that comes the Passion Queens Theater, in which I want to share information about other cultures and societies, in addition to the Frugal Genie, in which I teach people how to minimize, eliminate bills, and so forth.
Okay, nice.
Well, thank you.
So how are they related as far as your day-to-day life, the Passion Queen and the Frugal Genie?
Well, with the Passion Queen, I'm always going to be a student, but I'm always going to be a teacher. So with that, every day I'm eager to find out new and different things about people I didn't know, things about practices I may not have been able to understand at one point, but through research now I'm able to get a better comprehension of something. So with that, I still enjoy sharing that with other people. As far as Frugal Genie, I'm always discovering new ways to cut back, trim the fat, save money, minimize. Even with the Asian culture, they're renowned for saving money. Absolutely. Whereas with a lot of the American culture, we may spend a lot of money on things that we really don't need. They end up serving no purpose. So with that, once again, I enjoy sharing that with other people because it can interfere in relationships, whether that's a marriage, a relationship with siblings, relationships between mother and child. In addition, I enjoy teaching kids how to be financially fit. Frugal literacy is so important when it comes to the kids of the millennial.
Absolutely.
And a lot of them may not be familiar with how much money is wasted, whereas I like to enrich their understanding by teaching them to pay thyself first. Instead of investing into materialistic things, why not invest into experiences or going places or sharing quality time with those you love versus buying something all the time? You know, so with that, that's how Frugal Genie as well as the Passion Queen combine in enriching people's relationships.
Okay. So just slightly on a more personal level, what is your view on monogamy? Now that you've done all this research and see that there are different avenues for a relationship, how do you feel about it?
Well, with monogamy, I do certainly understand that that is one path that many choose to take when it comes to relationships. So I commend those who do choose that path. But by the same token, there are others who choose different routes. So with that, I respect and acknowledge those as well, especially as you stated, with me studying other cultures. What may be suitable for one individual may not be suitable for the next. But I think the main thing to balance any kind of relationship is communication. And it should be done throughout the year. You may want to set up a schedule plan because people's perspectives on relationships evolve, they change. You may be exposed to something that you weren't 3 months ago. Now you need an update. And if your views have changed and now you may want to try something or you no longer feel comfortable with something, it's great to reconnect with your partner or partners and share that information and share your thoughts, concerns, and your feelings with them. So with whatever type of relationship one chooses, whether that's monogamy or polygamy, communication is very, very vital. If there's no communication, despite what type of relationship one chooses, it's not going to work. You're cheating yourself. And you have to love self before you can love the next person or many other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how do you feel your upbringing had an effect on your views on relationships?
Oh, wonderful question. Well, I had a very interesting upbringing. My mother didn't raise me to be biased against anyone. Okay. She exposed me to several different types of relationships. She didn't shun me or prevent me from saying same-sex relationships, interracial relationships, people who may have a disability. So with that, it enhanced my understanding that love should not be based on physical attributes, whether that's race or if it's religion or ethnicity. She presented a rainbow of different types of relationships to me. Okay. And with that, by me reading about the various cultures and so forth, that just further enriched what she had already planted, what seeds she had already presented me with.
Okay. Okay. So how important to you is love in a relationship?
It depends on the definition that the two share, or the three or the four, because love in many relationships, especially monogamous relationships, is a fairly recent thing. People were together in the past for other reasons besides love. So it depends on, once again, the communication that exists between the two. Some people are together or married for business purposes, legal citizenship, you know. So some people may be married or together, and both parties may be into the same sex, but because of family name or family legacy, you know, they have to, you know, reproduce and have a child or have an heir. So love is a very important thing in a relationship, but by the same token, as long as the two or the many people who are involved have a similar idea and communicate about that. Okay.
So we go back throughout the interview, it's communication is extremely key,
vital,
regardless to what your...
Okay. Very much so.
Okay. What rituals or understanding do you think should be non-negotiable in a relationship?
What rituals or understanding? As long as no one is killed, no animals are involved in sexual acts, all else is fair game, as long as you communicate about it. As long as
we have a clear understanding.
Yes, okay. Yes.
She said no killing,
yes.
No animal
raping,
harming,
unless it's part of your fantasy.
Absolutely.
If so, you know, communicate that, right. So no misunderstandings. So no cops are called.
Gotcha.
Okay. No drugs. So
okay.
Yes.
If you had to describe an ideal relationship, what would that look like?
Complete honesty. Don't hide anything from me. I won't hide anything from you. Be willing to communicate with me, such as I do with you. Put everything on Front Street. Don't try and seclude me from anything. So honesty and communication, those will probably be my two factors for an ideal relationship. Everything else we can negotiate on.
Right. Okay. So I have a scenario for you.
All right.
And in the scenario, I want you to address it as both the Passion Queen and the Frugal Genie. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to use me as an example.
Okay.
I like attention. I'm an independent person. I have my own. I can pretty much take care of myself. But for a mate, attention is important to me. Okay? So I tend to feel as if when I don't have the level of attention that I deserve, my mental begins to roam and wonder. How can I fix or repair that without causing turmoil or issues or sour feelings?
Okay. Well, from the Passion Queen's perspective, I would probably get you to examine your childhood and figure out what is it that you're trying to fulfill that probably has carried you on, because patterns usually coincide with people's behavior.
Absolutely.
It more than likely isn't something new. You probably have always desired this, but it will go back once again to something that you were missing from your childhood. And I would have you to examine that, deeply examine it, and ask yourself, what is it that I didn't have or that I think that I should have been supplied with? And now that I'm of this age, how can I fill that void in and not put that responsibility on the next person? Because this was my childhood,
right.
And it's not the next person's responsibility to make sure they cover for years of damage or whatever it may be. So that's how I would approach it from the Passion Queen's perspective. From the Frugal Genie's perspective, I would definitely get you to examine all the things that you love about yourself, and then the things that you're not happy with. And with that, me being frugal, I'm about trimming the fat, eliminating things that pose no benefit to you, that pose more harm to you. So with that, once you examine the things that were positive or good that you loved about yourself, I would tell you, keep all of that. That's worth it. That's going to keep you going. Whereas the things that were weighing you down, that were a burden on you, we're going to let that weight go. We're going to slim down. We're not going to carry that heavy burden. We'll understand why it serves no purpose for you, so that you can continue to blossom, as you should. Whereas, no one's life will be perfect, but by the same token, do a self-examination as to what things hold you back and what things you need to keep you going.
Nice. Wise words.
Oh, well, thank you.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years from now, I do see myself continuously writing plays, possibly creating movies.
Okay.
I do plan on releasing kids' series of books.
Okay.
Also, my son will probably be into theater as well. In addition, with the Frugal Genie, I will have products available for people to purchase that are very healthy and natural for them, as well as I'll have a book series for kids and so forth to read. In addition, with my plays, many of them will involve the Passion Queen and the Frugal Genie, because they're kind of bosom buddies. They can't live without each other.
Absolutely.
So 5 years from now, those are some of the things that I do plan on doing, and sharing with people more ways to eliminate waste, whether that's people in their lives, materialistic stuff in their lives, and embrace and embellish more quality time with people, or creating memories and traveling and getting to know different types of people, different cultures. I mean, it's so beautiful out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, lastly, share some advice with the viewers about being free to have their own personal relationship dynamic.
A lot of times, assimilation occurs when it comes to people's comfort level. They have assimilation from family members, assimilation from your job, whereas you try not to be noticed. You try not to rattle the cage. But sometimes it's best to rattle the cage, because without that, evolution wouldn't even occur. We wouldn't be introduced to new and profound things to help us enhance our understanding and perception. And as you stated earlier, to know that somebody else is similar to what I'm doing. If you confine that and restrict yourself from being who you are, you have one life to live. Time is very short. And the more time you waste, the less opportunity can be presented to you to embrace who you truly are. So with that, don't hold back. Just be yourself. Whomever isn't comfortable, as the Frugal Genie stated, trim the fat. They pose no benefit to you.
Absolutely.
If they cannot accept you as you are, flaws all, perfection and all, they can, exit the premises.
Stage left.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have wise words from YasMeen, the Passion Queen, the Frugal Genie. And your last words for today are, in the end, there are only 3 things that matter: how much you loved, how freely you lived, and how gracefully you let go of the things that did not mean you well. This is Unapologetically Angela. Thank you so much for watching Relationship Rhetoric. Peace, love, and enlightenment. Awesome. I appreciate you. Love, sex, desire, drama, lovers, and the others. And we talk about it all here on Relationship